Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to Social Studies Storytime, Part 1. Today we're starting Unit 6, which is pretty exciting. We're actually going to go back and talk about a few things from Unit 5, and then we're going to dive into some of these main battles of the Revolutionary War. You might be wondering why I'm so dressed up for this video. Well, that's because today is Easter when I'm recording this, and I thought it was a good excuse to dress up, even though I can't really go anywhere. I have a special reading buddy here with me today. No, it's not a human. It's actually a stuffed animal that I grabbed from our classroom to keep me company while I'm at home doing some of my schoolwork, because it actually reminds me of a lot of you guys who use the couch in my classroom. Maybe you can guess. I brought home Puggles. So I will have Puggles sitting right here next to me as I'm filming this lesson. It just reminds me of you guys, and I thought it was a fun little surprise. All right, so what I want to start with is sharing a couple of facts about what is happening at this point in history, okay? And everything I'm sharing with you today is taken from what's called the Michigan Citizenship Collaborative Curriculum. Just so you know where this information is coming from. It's always important to give credit to where your words are coming from. Okay. As a reaction to the intolerable acts, which if you remember back to before spring break, the intolerable acts were acts Britain passed after the Boston Tea Party. As a reaction to the intolerable acts, the representatives from the colonies met together in 1774. This was important because it helps unify the colonies. Now, they're meeting at something called the First Continental Congress. And the First Continental Congress is different from the Congress meeting you saw in the Pups of Liberty video. That one was actually the Second Continental Congress, where they're talking about the Declaration of Independence. Now we're talking before that, where some people... let me get my sheet that says this so I can read it for you word for word. There are some people who want to stay loyal to Britain at this First Continental Congress, and some who want to break away. It says, many different viewpoints were represented at the Congress. Some people wanted to break away completely from Britain, while others wanted to find a way to get along. This is before the Declaration of Independence. They wrote a Declaration of Rights at this meeting and planned a boycott of British goods. In Massachusetts, militia members stored arms and ammunition at the town of Concord. A British general ordered his troops to go after these supplies. British troops were also sent to arrest Samuel Adams and John Hancock, who were hiding in the town of Lexington. These events led to the battles of Lexington and Concord, which became the first battles of the American Revolution, or what we sometimes call the Revolutionary War. Now, I want to show you guys, before I start reading you the story that I have with me today, I want to show you a list of events. And these are all ones that we've talked about or are going to be talking about. And I want you to just see the order, because I know sometimes in social studies there are a lot of different pieces, and sometimes we can get mixed up on what happened first or second or third, or kind of the order that they go in. So let me hold up this timeline, and I'll just talk through these with you. So first we have the French and Indian War. Then we have the Proclamation of 1763, Sugar Act, Quartering Act, Stamp Act, and Townshend Acts. Then comes the Boston Massacre. Then you have Committees of Correspondence, which would be groups of people in the colonies who are trying to get messages or word to all of the colonies. Then you have the Tea Act, then the Boston Tea Party, then the Intolerable Acts, then that meeting I just told you about called the First Continental Congress, and then what are called the battles of Lexington and Concord, which is what the story I'm going to be reading you today is about. So find yourself a comfy spot and get ready to listen. I'm going to just stop the video a second, and then I'll post part 2 so that you guys can actually see the pictures in the storybook. I don't have a way to flip my camera around. So this is going to be the end of part 1, and then you'll want to watch part 2.